Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fourth test between South Africa and Namibia in the build-up to the 2023 World Cup of Indoor Hockey. You join us as South African team. This hot South African team is running out onto the field. They're doing a looping lap to the crowds of adoring fans. And what a test series this has been. Fourth test, so keenly poised at the moment. After two draws, South Africa prevailed yesterday 7-4 and leads 1-0 with two tests to go. The much talked of South African lineup, including the two Kasim brothers. The Namibian lineup also has a pair of brothers, the Brits brothers, who've been absolutely superb in this series as well. And now the two teams will prepare for the anthems. Passionate anthem from the Namibians, led by their giant of a goalkeeper, DJ Strauss. Look out also for Bryn Cleek, famous cricketing and hockey surname in Southern Africa. And now for the South African national anthem. What a South African anthem, belted out by Captain Jethro Eustace and his team in front of hundreds of adoring PSI hockey fans. The dignitaries meeting the players, Deputy President of Sport from Namibia and President of South African Hockey, meeting the two various teams. Jethro Eustace introducing his players. Huge opportunity tonight for goalkeeper Cameron Goodwin, who plays in an exciting lineup for South Africa, including starting lineup between both Kasim brothers, Jethro Eustace, Ryan Julius, and the excellent Rustin Abrams. And so the Namibian starting lineup. You'll see the Brits brothers, young Jay Pree belying his tender years, an 18-year-old student who's just finished at Rondebosch, really playing some high quality hockey. And the toss between the two captains. Birthday boy Liam Amanis turning 22 today, and what a moment it is for him. After a recent hat-trick 2 nights ago, young Amanis is looking to stamp his authority on the game, and there's a South African lineup filled with names of great stature, both in the bigger version of the game, 11-a-side, and the very exciting 6-a-side indoor hockey. Both Kasim brothers, Ryan Julius, Rustin Abrams, hitting a really, really strong lineup. As mentioned earlier, look out for Bryn Cleek, some really silky skills of a young man who sports a surname famous in South Africa for both cricket and hockey.
Whitey, I can barely hear myself think in this stadium. It's unbelievable.
Well, the build-up to this game has been quite unreal. These two sides are both incredibly passionate. Both are preparing for the World Cup on this occasion, as opposed to the South African ladies or the Irish who weren't. But this Namibian side punches way above its weight. And although there are not nearly as many hockey players in Namibia, you can see the preparation that this team goes through, the amount that they practice, the execution of their set pieces, just absolutely superb.
I mean, Namibia is an indoor playing nation, first and foremost. And, I mean, I don't think they'd like to hear that they are punching above their weight. I think they believe that their weight is where they belong, and they belong as the continent's best team, and they're not going to the World Cup just to participate.
Well, this series has been so keenly contested, and with the likes of the high-profile names in the South African side, if this is your first test match you're watching, you may be expecting a completely dominant South African performance. Well, we've had 2 draws and a narrow win for South Africa, and this Namibian side is the highest of high quality. Organized, well-coached, beautifully efficient, very fit, strategically incredibly sound.
Absolutely, and they have X factor, which is belief. Great amount of belief. But number 7, Kasim, look at that. His brother, telepathic. Oh!
The Kasim brothers on the ball early.
You mentioned the word audacious, and for me, every contribution they make is borderline audacious.
It's quite astonishing. We remember a series recently between these two sides where the final move of the whole series was Mustafa Kasim scoring a goal from between his legs. He shot behind his one leg and in front of the other one. It was the most ridiculous shot. And the other evening I saw him make absolutely clean as a whistle tackle between the legs of the defender as he was protecting it with his body.
I mean, the Kasim brothers, to me, I didn't actually play hockey when I played. The things that they do, that they make them look simple, but for me, each one of them is outrageous. And the level of confidence that they have, I mean, for me, I can't say it enough. I'm super inspired. I mean, it's just wonderful to watch these two.
And then the elder statesman, Jethro Eustace, who brings such a level-headedness to this squad and such a wealth of experience, and really is providing a real anchor to the side. His leadership is excellent, and what an indoor player he is. Oh,
look at that, look at
skill.
That. Unbelievable. I mean, say no more. Eustace in the right place. Kasim opens the door, and Jethro Eustace says, thank you very much.
the connections between Eustace and the Kasims, just he might be a long lost third brother. They really are quite incredible the way they operate together and the instinct and understanding they have between them. Macca's, it was interesting to see the first 2 test matches were so tight, and in the last chuck of the third test match, South Africa pulled away, and really the speed of the Kasims and the connections made all the difference.
Look at this by Mustafa. Look at this. In, out. Look at that. It's just the awareness of where the space is. It's just phenomenal. It's not an easy thing to know where the space is and to turn. The timing, it's perfection.
He's so crazily instinctive that he does things that other people dream of, and wonderful to watch. His ability to drift in and out of the gaps and instinctively know is quite something.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Jethro Eustace, 200 caps, indoor and outdoor collective. I mean, that's a wealth of experience. Liam Amanis, the number 5. It's actually his birthday today, 22 years old today. No doubt a day he will always hopefully not forget, always remember.
He's had a great series. He scored a hat-trick 2 games ago, and he was absolutely exemplary.
Kasim brothers. Diane at times is interested in a bit of chat with the ref, and I think it's just no point. I mean, he's just got too much to offer. It's like if I'm coaching him, like, Diane, just focus on what you can change, because you can do a lot, my friend.
He is something so special. You saw him carry South Africa to a Nations Cup win this last week, qualifying for the 2023-24 Pro League, which is just a huge moment for South African hockey. We've seen since we've gone into the Pro League and outdoor hockey just what it's done for the level and the standard, and lifted the whole country's sport.
Look at that! Look at that!
Incredible ball, and once again a brilliant break from Mustafa.
I mean, you can't underestimate like the length of his drag. It's even, it would go around DJ Strauss twice, and DJ Strauss is. He actually corrected me. He's 118 kilograms, but to be fair to that guy, he is a nimble-footed 118 kilograms. But
he certainly is.
The smaller of the Namibian goalkeepers is in goal today, Richter van Rooyen. Both of the Namibian goalkeepers are outstanding.
Absolutely superb. They've shared the test matches and both played brilliantly.
Here we go. Oh, what's that man's name?
And there he is, Diane Kasim, the special element that Macca's was talking about a moment ago. Just the magic that he has to offer. South Africa's corner strategy is so interesting. There's so often in indoor hockey, and I'm sure we'll get a replay now, but so often in indoor hockey, you set up from the correct side. Have a look at this. A little earlier in the replay, there are 3 options from South Africa off the push. And normally you set up on the conventional side, you go to the main stopper, it's a straight flick or a straight slap, one of the 2. South Africa have 3 clear options off the corner.
For me, I'd like to see a stat, Whitey, but for me, the wrong side, as you call it, the percentages are so much higher, and you have options. If the goalkeeper rushes you, you can play back to the pusher outer, but I've seen so many mistakes from the traditional side. For me, it just makes complete sense, especially when you have Kasim 1, Kasim 2, you've also got Jethro, you've got Dom Leo, you name it. I mean, Keegan Heslett, they all have bullets.
They all do have bullets. And you know what you do from the wrong side is you take out one of the phases, and each phase is an opportunity to make an error. The injection is an opportunity and the stop is an opportunity. This takes the stop out.
Look at this. Here we go again. Wonderful. I mean, credit to the Namibian defender for getting something on it. Easy decision in the end for umpire Shrives, but penalty stroke, South Africa. We talked about the South African women not pulling away in a hot phase. This is time for South Africa to pull away, and we got Mustafa Kasim, number 2. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Mbappe, just his mannerisms and his just like I'm the boss around here. Yeah. Let's see if he can be as prolific as Mbappe from the penalty spot. And the same corner.
Yeah, he's got that rock star status, doesn't he? He just he brings a level of confidence to everything he does. It has to have a goalkeeper thinking, I'm coming second here.
Absolutely. 51 goals in 21 indoor games.
It's astonishing. You saw him force the corner a little earlier, and you spoke about how far. Here's the replay of the stroke. Just look at the speed generated.
I mean, I don't want to use the word arrogance because that has a negative connotation, but the man is just exuding confidence at a high level, and he executes and he delivers.
He absolutely does, and he's operating at the highest level of the game at the moment, and both of them are actually. They really are. What I was saying about Mustafa Kasim was so many other players are obstructed or are slowed down by a decent set in front of him, but the arc and the width of the arc that he runs means that those sets are just proved useless as he arcs around them and keeps going. It's just an amazing sense for what's going on around him and how far he has to move, and when there's a gap, when that set is broken, he'll take that gap straight away.
Absolutely. Look at that, Jethro Eustace. Oi, look at his hands, the speed, the change of pace. Great save from Ryan. Picked up by another Kasim. When you think it's the coast is clear, another Kasim on the. I mean, jeebus, there's no rest for the wicked here for Namibia.
Indoor must be a nightmare for anyone playing against the Kasims. They're suddenly 33% of the team on the field.
It's just like one big Kasim blur. I mean, it's easy to talk about the Kasims, but I mean, also, someone like Ryan Julius can't not be mentioned. He's come through a lot of years of development, indoor and outdoor. He's now a senior player, and an exciting senior player.
He's absolutely superb, and I think once again in the Nations Cup that we witnessed, Ryan Julius was right up there with one of the players of the tournament. I know Diane got it and he thoroughly deserved it, but Ryan Julius was a huge contributor. You know, there's a stunning culture that's emerging in this side of young, aggressive, passionate players who exude exactly what we were looking for in the women's side, that ability to take it to the next level and attack voraciously. You might have remembered from the Olympics that ex-world player, some of the world players of the year, and in some of the very favoured nations, Arthur van Duren from Belgium, his eyes widening with fear as some of the young South African talent ran at him and engaged him directly, something that so few other internationals do with a player of that quality. We are absolutely fearless, we're aggressive, and we're direct, and that is terrifying to more favoured nations.
For me, South African team at the Olympics, and of course the Kasim brothers are the tips of my tongues. They shook the foundations of the hierarchy of world hockey. They were like, almost like people were like, this is not how it's supposed to be for South Africa. This is not how it goes. You guys are normally okay and you lost this.
Oh, beautifully played.
Oh! Unbelievable. Dal Lanford with the spin and the turn, and I mean, the goalkeeper does very well in the end. Maybe his knee was on the floor, but I mean, you got to give the benefit of the doubt. Lovely bit of skill. And he's in the action now. You can see, confidence. Confidence is high.
Beautiful save from Richter there, almost like he had anticipated exactly what was going to happen, where the spin was going to go. He was confident it was on the ground because it was such a fast spin, and read the game beautifully.
I mean, going back to the Olympics, if I'm right, I think it was 3-0 up against the Dutch. It was like they were absolutely shell-shocked. I mean, knowing the Dutch, having played against them, the Dutch are very confident, arrogant in their abilities, and quite rightly so. And they were like, what just happened? And credit to them, they came back. We know how it ended, but unbelievable. I couldn't believe my eyes. Unbelievable. And to think that these players are still relatively inexperienced on the global stage, I mean, this is amazing. And I mean, we spoke about it the other day. I hope South Africa gets the financial support that they deserve, because great save by Bonga Musa. Has to concentrate. He hasn't had much to do, but really important. That could have changed things.
It certainly could have. It certainly could have, and it was a great chance. Interesting talking about the financial support for South African hockey. The Pro League is just a game changer for us, and the wonderful thing about the Pro League is that so many of the expenses in the Pro League are covered by the FIH, and for South African hockey that is a game changer. It gets us absolute exposure at the highest level. It gets our players the ability to compete with the best players in the world and show what we're capable of. and it allows us to get some of that funding from the international body of hockey that these young players deserve, certainly this exciting young team deserves.
I mean, sustained international exposure, training at a high level. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you that this team is going to go far.
It doesn't, and if you look at how we started the Pro League and how it was too much of a step for us initially, and you saw the players grow under Coach Ewing and excel and get better and better. The way we finished the Pro League and then the Nations Cup was just sensational.
No, it's an inspiring era for South African hockey, and one thing's for sure is these players are not waiting for someone to give them the golden ticket. They're not waiting for someone to sponsor them. They're not waiting for anything. They are training, they are playing in the best clubs around the world, and their whole attitude, their whole aura is just like, we're not here to just mess around anymore. We want South Africa to break into the top echelon of international hockey, outdoor and indoor.
So true. I mean, if you look at the and it's the value of high quality strikers, each team has conceded 7 shots so far in that first chukker, and just amazing that the shots have fallen to very experienced South African players who slotted their chances. Namibia have had just as many chances in the half. Quite an incredible stat to see with a 3-0 scoreline.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's been an exciting affair. 3-0s in indoor hockey is nothing. But it's better than 2 and it's better than 1. And South Africa made a good start. Let's see what happens next. And just a correction, sorry, I made an error. Number 32, Cameron Goodwin in goal for South Africa. Thanks for that, Whitey.
Look at the defensive press, and you'll also notice when the young South African team makes a decision to cut the field, when they step up their press. It's really exciting. There's a shout from one of them and the team moves up as a unit. Here's the aforementioned Ryan Julius breaking down some opposition momentum.
Is there a way back for Namibia?
I think so. They've shown they've got some real firepower, and they've shown it throughout the series. Young Finch got 2 outstanding goals in the test match yesterday, and they have the ability
all right, what were you saying there, Whitey?
Absolutely true. I was going to say they have the ability to create the overlap, and the South African team tends to score goals that are based on flair. Young Percy Barthram there was part of the overlap, create the overlap, and they score.
Outrageous.
Incredible skills.
Van Rooyen up to it, and Namibia on the counter-attack. This game is electrifying. It's going end-to-end. Look at that. JP Brits with the intention to go forward. That case a little bit over-exuberant, but the intention is wonderful.
Yeah, that self-start we were speaking about earlier tonight is just a game changer, because it's suddenly a moment of broken play. There's no player in front of you, no one's set, no one can touch you, and you can really be very direct. What a lovely steal.
A little bit loose from Diane. It's like when he makes a mistake, it's like, what?
No,
it's impossible.
He hasn't made a mistake. He's just seen the bigger vision.
Look at that. Oh, but I mean, look at that from Van Rooyen. I mean, I thought that DJ Strauss, the captain of Namibia, I mean, for me, he was out and out the man of the match for the first game. And then the second game, I see Van Rooyen in the lineup, and jeepers, he didn't put a foot wrong. So I mean, Namibia have a wealth of experience. And I think they're keepers that clearly have different attributes. And you can use them quite intelligently depending on the opposition, the context, the time of the game. So I think Namibia are very lucky. I mean, look at this, again, Barthram.
Barthram stayed on the field for a little longer and executed a beautiful finish.
Barthram, excuse me. Bryn Cleek. Liam Amanis definitely doesn't want his birthday to be marked with a loss to South Africa, the African neighbours. So he's a fiery character, is Liam Amanis.
He's had a fantastic series. It's been a handful for South African defenders to deal with.
Mustafa Kasim, how does he do that?
Beautifully stolen with the creation of the space. This man's got some beautiful skills.
Bryn Cleek. Great save!
Stunning save from Goodwin.
What did the umpire see there?
He felt there'd been a slight obstruction or perhaps played into the goalkeeper. Beautiful use of the right ball from Jethro Eustace, and what a pickup.
That's not easy to do, Whitey.
No, not at all.
And the Namibians doing well. Like any talented ball player, one-on-one specialist, the Kassim brothers, Bryn Cleek's also got a lot of talent. It's knowing when to do what, you know, and for sure, with experience, I think these really talented eliminating players learn to kind of use it less and more potently.
It's quite amazing, this young South African side, and you can see it in some of these Namibian players too. They can all carry the ball. They can all carry the ball beautifully, but it's choosing when to do it. And when to make simple passes, that's the key.
The easiest way in hockey is to attack the defender's left foot with a 2v1 creation, and even with the speed and the ability of the Kassim brothers, a 2v1 you will always choose it over like the World Cup Namibian goal, simple angles goal.
Another corner for Namibia, and as I was saying to you earlier, I've been so struck by the fact that the Namibian player is very structured. They score what we like to refer to in indoor as easy goals. They create an overlap. The guys generally on the far post. They go to the open side of the post, whereas South African goals are often absolutely based in flair and a bit of individual brilliance, which creates the opening. So it's a really wonderful combination of different styles to watch in this Test series.
But for me, not to harp on about the Kassim brothers, but their distribution, their being able to identify and assist goals is also outstanding. But when you have such prolific flair, as you call it, it's difficult not to use it. And for me, that's the key to unlocking the full potential of this team, because South Africa can also play, in my opinion, the structured, Namibian style hockey, call it that. Great save, Goodwin. Goodwin's having a good game also. I mean, South Africa also 3 good goalkeepers.
Yeah, excellent goalkeepers. And talking to Mr. Kassim Kassa about the boys, they're indoor players first, and a lot of the skills that they've learnt in indoor really stand them in good stead in outdoor. You know, and the flair that they've developed, all born on the PSI fields. I mean, as you say, you remember when they were so dominant playing PSI. All these kids around them. You know, the next Kassims are sitting in this crowd watching tonight.
Hey, Whitey, nothing's changed. They're just on the international field and they're still dominant.
Exactly right.
But for sure, this is harsh, but for sure they learned some bad habits because they're just so good. That's a compliment. I want that's a compliment.
Well, you know, it's part of professional sport that I find less appealing is when it's completely metronomic. And the flair that these young men bring to the global stage, the passion that they bring to the stage, the fact that they don't agree with every decision that's made, I'm finding it more appealing to watch and more exciting to watch and more passion-inducing. It's incredible. And I absolutely love it. I love that they are prepared to try, as we said earlier, audacious things.
Oh, talking of which, Julius, for me in that area, it was going into a blockade. It's time to come out, retrieve, breathe again.
100%. Rustin Abrams is a very nice indoor player. He really is. I mean, he plays both the outdoor game and the South Africa side. Oh. Look at those skills.
Well defended. Really well defended. Great composure by Mustafa. I mean, I would have put most of my money on a goal there.
And it was the young schoolboy, JP Brits, who affected that bit of defence. Absolutely beautifully played.
The telepathy between the Kassim brothers is ridiculous. I mean, obviously being brothers, there's the Brits brothers, wow. I mean,
you see once again the overlap, the easy goal, the tap in, the guy on the far post, beautifully created from Namibia.
I'm really impressed with this Namibian team. They just keep going. They just keep sticking to the process. They stick to good indoor hockey principles. They trust them. and they execute them, and they keep executing them. And when they're down, they keep executing them.
They do. They trust the process.
Dom Leo also mountains of experience for South Africa. Good man to come off the bench. Nicholas Nietling with the goal. Let's take a look at that again.
One of the standouts for me has been number 13 for Namibia, Peter Jacobs. Stunning player. You'll notice during the game, makes simple, dependable passes. Every now and then, when caught in a tight situation, he has the most beautiful soft hands. Very, very skillful player who uses it only when he has to, which is exactly what we spoke of. Solid indoor principles, just the clash of styles.
Oh yeah!
And there's the World Cup celebration.
And the birthday boy with the goal. We said he was a man to look for.
I think a moment ago you said 3 goals in indoor isn't very much, and from 3-0 to 3-all within the Chukka, just quite incredible turnaround.
I think I might be prophetic. Is that a word?
It is a word indeed.
I've also been called pathetic before, but I'll take prophetic over pathetic any day.
Both words might apply.
I mean, this was great in terms of creating an angle, creating something out of nothing. The determination to cut in field and to create an angle, I think, was world class. You can see the president of South African Hockey, Dion Morgan, in the background. Wonderful to have him here.
Macas, there's just no substitute for speed, and what Hermanus showed along that baseline, he is speed to burn. I mean, absolutely surprised all the South African defenders with his willingness to carry it down that line, exposing the ball, but taking them on straight away.
And also, like, power. Like, he's got a strong upper body and just a determination to find that angle, you know. 3-3. The moment we start talking, Whitey, the Namibians score.
I know.
We're supposed to be non-partisan. We're both South Africans.
No, they're Southern Africa. It's a broad region.
Absolutely. No, I mean, Namibia are such a huge part of this PSI story, and I'm really excited for both nations to go out there in the World Cup and to play without fear and to play with a style that they can be confident about. Like, I think in the past when Dutch players came and we've had the Tigers Revolution, and we were learning a lot. And it's almost like we saw how to play indoor hockey from these international stars, and now I believe the players out there have confidence to know that they are playing indoor hockey in a way that is relevant at the top level, right here, right now in the World Cup, and I can't wait for it.
And that's why the World Cup is just going to be the most stunning barometer, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean,
of where we are, exactly where we are, both Namibia and South Africa. And these sides are very equal, very even.
Heslett, the yellow scrum cap of Heslett and the black scrum cap of Dan Sibbald on the ball right now. Lovely tip. Great pass. Unbelievable! Whoa! Whoa! The Namibians take the lead, Whitey. Wow, look at this! Sorry, I'm getting excited. I know I don't have to shout, but I am pumped, bro.
4 unanswered goals in the second Chukka. Just quite astonishing.
What did I say about 3 goals, Whitey?
It's just not enough. It's nothing in indoor, I think, was the quote unquote.
And certainly against this Namibian team, that I can tell you. Wow.
Heslett slotted 2 short corners yesterday of the highest quality.
He's got an absolute bullet.
It was quite incredible from their favoured wrong side. Quite amazing.
Set. I mean, yep. Play on.
Here we go.
No one there. Wow.
The end of an unbelievably dominant Chukka for Namibia. The South African side looks somewhat shell-shocked by the assault that they faced there.
Just to recap, Whitey, we had 4 goals in that Chukka for Namibia. Unbelievable.
Look at total shots. Namibia had 10 in that Chukka. Total shots of 17-9 over South Africa. 17 shots on target over 9 to South Africa, and circle penetrations of 17-9.
No, I mean, really? That's
astonishing
unbelievable.
dominance.
No, but also the quality of the circle penetrations, according to that stat, is just remarkable. The Namibian team is clinical.
They play a lovely, lovely metronomic brand of indoor hockey, and then they have the likes of Amanus with express speed, who just add that little bit of flair and add that finish when you least expect it. The ability to lead in front of the defenders and make the play is amazing, and all this done without their captain, DJ Strauss.
Unbelievable. The DJ Strauss effect is felt by this team on and off the field. He's like a wonderful player, huge, like huge. What's the word I'm looking for? Huge presence in the goal, but also huge presence off the field for this team.
Yeah, you can see he's so ever present in the team. As we were mentioning earlier, with all the talk of sports and animals, the goats of football being anointed yesterday, and Lionel Messi. DJ Strauss must be the giraffe of indoor hockey.
Hey, listen, I don't think I would call him a giraffe to his face, to be honest. I would call him more of a rhino, bro. 118 kilograms. I mentioned that he had a vegan diet, and he came to me afterwards and said, "Don't ever say that again, my friend. I cannot go home if people think I'm a vegan."
He is, 118 kilograms, but how tall is that? I mean, he's must be all of 6'8".
No, he is a unit. Upwards, wide, everything. And today is extra special for the Namibian team. Emma Kantema Gamas is the Deputy Minister of Sport in Namibia. And it's wonderful to have her here, part of this event, supporting her team. There's no doubt that this Namibian team is on the map on an international level.
And what a treat to play in this amazing venue in Cape Town amongst in front of hundreds. And you know, Namibia's passion for indoor extends right down to grassroots level. So at PSI level, the Namibian sides come and compete. They win many tournaments. They win many players of the tournaments. Just indoor hockey in Namibia is a primary sport. Absolutely superbly run, superbly coached, and just super organized, Maccas.
I mean, I like this, that we've got Mustafa Kasim and Liam Hermanus' stats up on the screen. And I was going to say, when you were speaking about Hermanus before, he's got the attributes of a big match player. He's got like this kind of, I don't know, raw aggression, competitiveness, hunger to be a champion, to win. And for me, like, he's a star. You know, we often talk that Namibia don't have stars. For me, Liam Hermanus, yes, he's not quite at Kasim levels in terms of technical elimination, but he's up there somewhere. Somehow, he's a big player for Namibia.
I think he's going to have an impact on the World Cup, and there's no doubt that he's got that star quality that actually becomes so omnipresent on an indoor court. You don't see this as much on an outdoor court because it's a bigger area. It's not rock star status that these players have. The crowds are bigger and more spread out. But in an indoor arena with loud music and fireworks, he brings all of that to the indoor court for Namibia, and he'll bring it to the World Cup on the global stage.
No doubt. His whole body language just says, like, I am here to win, and I'm going to win.
Okay, we've had two entirely different chukkers. One completely dominated by South Africa, and now one emphatically dominated by Namibia, where I imagine that both myself and my co-commentator didn't imagine that was going to happen. We thought South Africa were going to change gear and move off into the distance. What a response from Namibia.
I'm sure that was the plan. Oh, my God, Kasim!
Oh! What a finish.
Talking of surprises, Whitey, look at that snapshot. That is a bullet. I used to call that the haystack, but to actually implement that skill is not easy. And he made it look so easy.
Well, we were speaking earlier this evening about the ability to recover from a mistake or from a disappointment in sport. And what you would have seen in that moment, and we'll hopefully have a replay for you now, was the first shot was unsuccessful. Have a look. He immediately recovers and he's available for the second. And what an execution of that skill.
Wow,
Just stunning.
wow. I thought there was a little bubble, but it may have come off the Namibian stick. But Diane Kasim is not bothered about that. He stayed in the present, as you said. First shot kind of into the belly of Richter. But the rest, wow.
Something special.
That's world class.
Mac, is one thing I've been waiting for in this test match, because I saw the South Africans employ it so cleverly in the last one. Oh, beautiful play by Namibia.
And number
utilising the
23,
left board.
Bongamusa Mgomo is in goal for sure now.
Oh, it's another reverse stick shot.
What my brother can do, I can do just as well.
You know, it's one way to contest the set in indoor, is to move the ball onto your reverse stick. So as the player sets on your front stick, expects you to spin, you move it onto the reverse stick, and you get the shot away quickly before they can set on that side.
But
it's a really impressive way of getting around the set.
But Whitey, the skill difficulty level of doing that in indoor is so high. In outdoor, we can all tomahawk now, Korean, whatever you want to call it, Argentinian. There's so many names for the backhand, and the angles you can get. It's a skill that is like a given. But on the indoor court, the way that the Kassim brothers do it so effortlessly is just amazing. I mean, you saw in the Island South Africa ladies game, a lot of balls going into the near post and not even worrying the goalkeeper. To get the ball across goal at that power, at that pace, it's world class.
And you can see the technique is a little different to most other people. So they, you've got to stop short of slapping the ball. It's a little clip. That is, it's almost a very hard push, but a little clip that they both execute. And you can tell you those things don't happen by chance. This has been practiced for hours and hours on end, executing their skills.
It's amazing to watch. We know all too well that Namibians are not done yet. Obviously, the scoreline is 4-4, but both these teams are just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Wow. I'm just happy we've got almost 2 full quarters left. I mean, this has been a treat.
Such very structured indoor from the Namibians. Use of the middleman, traditional indoor play, and just beautifully carried.
Oh!
You might have noticed in the build-up to that move and that circle entry, that the Namibians were playing with 4 backs at one stage and 1 striker. So they had rotated into almost a circumference of the court, and we're just moving the ball comfortably between them. Beautiful spin out by Mustafa Kassim and just rolling it past.
If you don't spin wide like he showed there, you spin straight into play, and you actually can get a green or a yellow card with the ball. So it really requires that level of detail, which Mustafa is exemplifying.
What you'll see now is, I think we've mentioned the war, which is cards. There hasn't been a card in the game yet, and 2 sides that are so proficient at taking advantage of an opposition weakness. When a card does come, it could be the change of the game. And what I've been so interested in waiting for is in the last 2 test matches, the South African team, when the opposition has received a card, they've taken their goalkeeper off immediately and gone to 6 out players and used that to dominate in those test matches. Really interesting in the first one. They didn't look as comfortable. In the second test match yesterday, which they won comfortably, they looked so comfortable with 6 out players on the field. It just really reduces the opposition's chance of ever attacking against you when it's 6 against 4 out players.
Absolutely. And for me, it says we're going to score. And at the very least, we are going to run you so ragged that if you've got your starting 4 or 5 on the court, they're going to have a break. And that's huge.
It is huge. And I've seen them use it not when the opposition have got a green card, because the turnaround time is just not fast enough. But the moment the opposition gets a yellow card, they make the move immediately. And the goalkeeper is then on standby. The moment that player is back on the field after serving their suspension, the goalkeeper's back on and they resume normal activity. It's a lovely strategy to watch.
Yeah, the 2 minutes suspension definitely gives a little bit more leeway, because making a substitute in indoor requires a lot of timing, and the coaches really have to get it right to make sure that it's not just like, mechanical. You've got to really read and feel the game to do the right things at the right time. See, South Africa have number 8, Stephen Paulo, on the field.
Beautiful.
For me, I'm a big fan of Stephen Paulo on and off the field. Brings a lot of energy and been a wonderful servant and talisman in PSI hockey for many years. the calm before the storm, maybe a little bit of a lull. I mean, to be fair, it's been a high octane game, Whitey. Thankfully, we can keep our breath. Also, we need this little breather.
Yeah, managed to have a sip of water as there isn't a goal every 2 seconds.
Is that water, Whitey?
Oh, beautifully won.
Hermanus. Good timing of the pass. Good defending.
Oh,
Del Piero Langford,
fantastic
lovely.
ball.
Paolo, sloppy. Set. I'm sure that's in favor of South Africa. Yes, it is. The umpire agrees with me this time.
Umpires are showing restraint and not giving cards. It's pleasing to see. The set card is a frustrating one because you're in a really dominant position. You try to execute a skill to score a goal often, and the next thing you're facing a card.
But Whitey, as I've spoken a lot with Robert Tiggers, the captain of the World Championship winning Dutch team in 2015 at the World Cup, and he's coaching the Dutch indoor team in the next World Cup. At the World Cup, they will give cards there. So it's really important. We actually need the umpires to blow accordingly because, at the World Cup, if that's really tight, then we're going to struggle.
It's exactly. We're trying to simulate match scenarios for the World Cup. It's what a privilege it is. I mean, so often the South African outdoor side doesn't have the ability to prepare properly for tournaments because we don't have neighbors of this quality. We now have two high-quality sides as neighbors to one another, and you're going to see it, I think, in the results.
For sure. I mean, don't you think it's mouth-watering to imagine the first game of the World Cup is for Namibia is Namibia against Holland. I mean, and Robert Tiggers, a lot of the Dutch players have played against these Namibian players through PSI. I mean, for me, it's just like an opportunity of a lifetime, like Saudi Arabia against Argentina.
Exactly, and we know what happened there.
And I mean, Robert Tiggers will probably be happy too if the outcome is the same for his team.
Yes. Oh, beautiful break.
Ooh, I mean, at this level, I'm not sure. I mean, I'd like to ask Keegan afterwards over a beer if that was on purpose or not.
Yeah.
But he made it look like it wasn't anyway,
Yeah.
so credit to him. Namibia looking to make a breakthrough before the end of this third quarter.
And Jacob's controlling it beautifully from the back.
Dan Sibbald, also got a lot of experience indoor and outdoor, Dan Sibbald. A couple of South African players caught in the same space but managed to find a Namibian foot. And will South Africa get a chance to be to get on top before the end of this quarter? We've got less than a minute to go.
You're looking to force one corner, I can imagine. The corners have been unbelievable this evening. On the
Patience.
South African side. Well done, it's a good win.
Langford, good, patience, plenty of seconds.
30 seconds left, and you'll watch them be as patient as they can.
How many passes is that, Whitey?
Trying to craft one opportunity.
That's it, just one. One clear-cut opportunity.
That's a beautiful steal.
Now, look at this, look at the change of pace.
Incredible. I was telling you about his hands earlier, wasn't I?
I mean, he's a big man, he's powerful, but he's got a real deft, like almost like a body feint, a stick. I mean, I was impressed with that, wow. He sold me anyway.
He's a really classy player, and so much of the game is spent moving the ball along, metronomically, making the pass everyone expects of him. But in close quarters, he's something special.
I must agree. I remember a couple of years back, but pre-COVID, and we had the All-Star Series, and there was a lot of talk about Peter Jacobs, and I was like super interested to watch him. And I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I can see exactly why people talk about him. I can see he has it all. He has it all. He's a tough, uncompromising defender. He's got the long ball, but he's got a change of pace and an ability to eliminate from deep that is going to be critical for Namibia's success. And then you've got, adding to him, Liam Hermanus. Those are two interesting players.
Well, there's nowhere to hide on an indoor court anymore. In the past, as an indoor defender, you could make a tackle, drive it through someone, get the hit, would start again. Now you win the ball in your own circle. You've got to have the hands to get your way out of that situation, and he does. Beautiful hands, lovely skills, and the ability to move far faster than you expect him to. And as Macas was saying, throw his body one way, move the other way, very, very quickly.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean,
These teams are duking it out
State-
properly.
statements of intent everywhere. I was about to say that Jakobs also exudes confidence, his body language. He stands tall in his body.
He certainly does.
There's a lot of top-class performers on the court.
Looked like Dayan Kasim was actually looking for a lift off the opposition stick there as a potential corner. It's quite interesting. He didn't go for the shot. He knew it wasn't a great angle. It looked like he actually played it opposition stick to try and get the lift for the corner.
And he almost took the pace of it, which was a little bit unexpected. But yeah, I mean, listen, if anything that he does, I know that there's he's not doing anything without thought, and he's not just giving the ball away. That is for sure. Nearly combining with Julius, just unable to find him. But you can see the danger is everywhere. In both sides, to be fair. But yeah, I would agree. It is a different form of danger. The Namibians are definitely playing a high level of simple, good angled indoor hockey, and it's wonderful to see. But they also have a little bit of X factor themselves. I think it would be inaccurate to say that they don't have game changers in their lineup.
They certainly do.
Here we go. Kasim with space. That means trouble. Look at that ball base.
Oh.
Oh my word! Did that come off the bar? Did that come off the keeper?
Keeper save.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? It's Richter van Rooyen. I don't think he knew much about it, to be honest, because that ball was traveling ridiculous.
Absolutely unbelievable. Like to see there's a little bit of yellow on Richter's mask, but I think he took it off beautifully. What a save.
My God. Whitey, the ability to pick up the ball and flick it in one go, that's also high-level skill. He makes it look easy, but that is not easy on this court. This court is fast. This court is bobbling. It's unbelievable.
It's really special skill.
That's Rustin Abrams, also played in the previous World Cup.
Lovely,
Ryan Julius.
lovely indoor player.
Just slowing things down, using his experience. We're into the fourth quarter. We've got 7 minutes to play. Why do your money still on South Africa? Is that your heart or your head?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both.
Here we go.
Favour South Africa slightly just because of their X factor.
Oh! Look at that technique. He has to get his both feet off the ground because he knows that he's falling. So he doesn't have the 3 points. I mean, it's just... This guy is...
Mustafa's been using this whole series, the wrap shot. So he'll get it as someone set in front of him. He'll move it often to the right of his body, about a meter or a meter and a half, and then wrap his whole stick and body around the ball and shoot with both feet off the ground and generate the most amount of speed you can imagine.
Also really difficult for the goalkeeper to know where it's coming from. He makes it look easy, but it's not easy at all, that skill.
And you know, a lot to be said for this Namibian side. We're into into the fourth chukka, and they are dueling it out with South Africa.
Brits the Gleek! Great save, Bongo Musa. Cool as cucumber, Bongo Musa, number 23.
Lovely, lovely save.
Bongo Musa and Ngoma. Both South African keepers performing well for their team. His weight was a little bit back, but he still was able to get his foot onto it and avoid the penalty corner concede, so he's doing the job.
He is certainly has two solid saves. Really nice embarrassment of riches South Africa have in the keeping department. Interesting blow by the umpire.
Namibia looking for something there, didn't come. South Africa not hanging around to find out why or what. They're just on the move. Who's going to take this game? South Africa lead the series 1-0 with 2 games to go. A South African win will put the series to bed. I'm glued to the screen, Whitey.
Absolutely incredible.
Del Piero Langford, I think it was. Yes, it was.
Beautifully executed.
Good job.
Just shifting the ball effectively enough to disrupt the set and get the ball onto a foot.
I mean, we haven't really talked about Langford, but he's also got a bit of something. He's got a bit of something. I watch him in the warm-up, and the odd thing that the guy does is quite amazing. He's got some magic in that stick and in those bones.
He certainly does.
The wrong side, our favorite, it's Heslett. Is that our friend Van Rooyen again? I think it is. Great save, Van Rooyen. Little bit of a loose pass. Namibia on the move. Still with the knee guards on. I'm not sure if the knee guards also apply, because if you're wearing the protective equipment and you go over the halfway line, it's a free hit again. So I'm not sure if it's a penalty corner. We have to check up on that rule. But it looked like the Namibian player gave the ball away because he was still in his protective gear.
It was, exactly. Didn't want to go over the halfway line.
But Hermanus certainly does.
Hermanus carrying it into a danger area, now having to retreat out of there.
Stephen Paulo picking it up for South Africa. Bit of a loose pass. Got away with it.
Did.
4 minutes.
John, got a fascinating anecdote about JP Brits. It's a school at Rondebosch Boys, just matriculated there. And was in the provincial Western Province schoolboys team with a fellow Rondebosch boy, Alex Blows. And after the provincial schoolboy tournament, the South African school side played against the Namibian school side. And Alex Blows was named captain of SA schools, and JP Brits was named captain of Namibian schools.
Game on, penalty corner, Namibia. We're going to have to get back to your story there. The Namibians have other ideas about this game.
And there he is, JP Brits, the man I was talking about right now, just affecting the skill to force the corner in a critical period of the game.
Unbelievable. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. 18-year-old, you say?
18 years old. How is the belief of these this young Namibian side that they can really step up? 3-0 down, Chaka 1, step up, and they're facing going into the lead with 3 minutes to go.
I mean, I'm South African, but I'm inspired by this Namibian team. The slip. Bongo Musumguma.
It's another corner award.
A good defense. Well done, goalkeeper Ngumo.
One of the really appealing things about this upcoming World Cup in 2023 is going to see be the short corner strategy of the different nations around the world, Maccas. Wrong side, right side, designated stopper, someone take it clean on the stick. It's going to be fascinating to watch.
One thing is for sure is we need a clean stop and a clean push, and we need to at least put a shot on target.
So here we go to the dedicated stopper.
Charging.
Bobble on the stop, and that's what we've spoken about. So the dedicated stopper, you're giving yourself another person, another phase, and potentially when it's executed at this sort of speed, another opportunity for an error.
Totally. I mean, there was also a few rule changes. I remember when you used to play, I'm not sure if you use the stick or the hand more, but certainly you need to use the hand, and it's not going to happen at this level. But I agree. For me, come on, guys, you have... The wrong side is a banker. I'm not convinced about the traditional stop. There's just been too many errors.
Mac, as those of the people listening who know me will know that whether I was required to stop the ball with stick or hand, I always used my hand. So there was
just
no
to
doubt
clarify
about that. Just to clarify and make it clear.
Here we go.
Beautifully played.
Unbelievable. Julius with his hands in the air. I think that time maybe Mustafa could have passed for the second post. But here we go.
Great break.
Oh my word. Oh my word. There's no way. I mean, Julius does the tough part so well. He can't quite believe it. I can't believe it.
Incredible
I thought
save.
That was no doubt.
Save on the line. Save on the line, Maccas. Long corner being given. So the defender got onto the line, and that's the value we've spoken about of lifting the ball slightly in the shot. You can get it over that trailing stick. That lucky defender who gets into position.
Great
Beautiful
save.
shot.
Richter van Rooyen. Look at this. Jethro Eustace mopping up well for his team, finding the pass. Lovely. 1 minute. I don't want this game to end, Whitey.
No,
I mean, also because I'm spending time with you, but this game is high end. It's hot. It's just amazing to watch.
Well, we've had 2 of the test matches drawn. We've got our third one won by South Africa. The fourth one is now standing at all even. Every single one that's been drawn, I've wanted showdowns.
Look, Mustafa Kasim wants the flick. It's a green card.
First card of the game. It's a contentious moment in the
Deep-
game. So it's the body check from young David Brits on Mustafa Kasim.
It's 1 minute off. Does Coach Rosenberg take the goalkeeper off, or we wait until the corner happens, or what do you think?
I think he'll execute the corner and then take his keeper off.
All
I
right.
think he's going to, I agree.
I think you have to lay down the gauntlet.
Here
You
we
also
go.
need to practice having a extra man.
It's Eustace or Kasim.
The
Both
wrong
Kasim.
side.
Wrong
It's
side.
number 2. Oh, it's a great save from Ryan.
It's a real ward of the corner.
My word.
So we'd spoken earlier about Mustafa Kasim's wrap shot. You saw him move it out to the right to avoid the keeper and avoid the set, and wrap that shot.
The goalkeeper prepared well for that exact wrap shot. You know,
He did. He knew it was going.
It's Eustace.
Oh, he's got it! He scores!
With a freaking, that is a captain's goal in the corner like a bullet. Yes, please.
Captain courageous, Jethro Eustace, that moments of clarity, simple execution, super fast, low flick, beautifully executed. What a goal and what timing.
Could you tell that I was quite excited there, Whitey?
I noticed that, Maccas. See, South Africa have decided now with a 1-goal lead not to take the goalkeeper off because Namibia have nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
Maccas, with one test match to go tomorrow, this is the series if South Africa can hold out here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. Today's been the day of the experienced players. You've got Celia Serrane with an outstanding performance for the women and important contribution by Jethro Eustace. We were probably thinking Kasim brothers, and Eustace steps up. We've got 1 minute to go. A turnover here could be critical for South Africa.
I think that's I think it was a set.
Yes, it
You
was.
really wanted to hold that as much as you could.
Big time.
Move the ball around.
Namibia
watch-
have a chance.
Watch the old school indoor.
They
From
still have a
Namibia.
chance. 30 seconds, Whitey. I don't know about you, but
One corner is what they're
I
banking
think-
on.
I think Namibia going to score. Ah, beautiful
Beautifully
work
handled.
by Kasim. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Telepathy. Now
Holding
it's the
the
time
ball
to
now.
keep ball. Great performance, South Africa. What a game. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. How much confidence does this guy have? Wow. And the brother is in there. I mean, for me, that just says it all about these competitors. They compete until the end. These guys stand up for each other, not just the Kasim brothers, but each of these players, including the Namibian team. I think we've been treated to an unbelievable game of hockey tonight, Whitey.
Quite incredible. And what you see so often in football is the ability of the very skillful player to hold the ball in an area and say to the opposition, you can't take it off me. And wasn't that just audacious from Mustafa Kasim? With 10 seconds to go, he wasn't going to risk passing to anyone. He was going to hold it till the end of the game. And 3 or 4 Namibians ran at him, and eventually someone fouled him in order to try and get it off him.
I actually can't quite believe that, because there was, in terms of percentages, from a coaching perspective, you can't coach that. He's on the edge of the D. He's got 4 Namibians around who are top-class international hockey players, and he says, no, I back my ability. I mean, he's audacious, and he delivered.
He certainly did, and that was actually a wonderful exhibition just in that final moment of what the South African indoor side has to offer. Just raw talent.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think with the balances of, Eustace, Dom Leo, you've got Rustin Abrams with experience. I think they have the ability to grind out, but they also have, no doubt, they have X factor. And no doubt every single nation that plays against them have a little bit of fear to play against South Africa. On their day, South Africa can beat anyone.
Without doubt. So you look at the stats, Namibia shade everything. More shots on target, more total shots, more circle penetrations, yet South Africa come away with the win. And that's just special players doing special things at special times.
Unbelievable. I mean, look at this picture, Whitey. What a time to be part of South African, Namibian, African hockey, to be part of this indoor revolution. The World Cup is in South Africa. The World Cup is coming to South Africa. It's the first ever World Cup in South Africa. It's unbelievable. I really believe that in our lifetime, and I mean, we haven't got that many years left, in our lifetime, we're going to witness a gold medal by a South African or Namibian team in a big, big, big tournament.
I couldn't agree more. This is an age for both countries of outstanding indoor players. As I was saying earlier, the barometer of exactly where we are is going to be fascinating. All in that rock star cauldron of the indoor arena in Pretoria in early February. It's going to be something else. Right now from Cape Town, we've just witnessed a series win for South Africa. 2-0 up in the series with 1 game to go. There's no doubt tomorrow will be executed with the same exuberance that all the other tests have been played, and with the same tightness of affairs that they've been.
Absolutely. Whitey, talking of which, February, Pretoria, I mean, I assume this is not going to be the last time that we team up as a commentary team.
Well, John, I thought you'd never ask, but I'll always be there. You had me at hello.
Oh, Whitey, I mean, coming from you, I'm delighted about that.
Tonight, just looking at the performances on field and trying to decide on a man of the match in a game so hotly contested. I think the birthday boy Hermanus pushed us all. But in the end, I thought it was the captain courageous Eustace stepping up in that moment, which was just truly special. Scored the first and scored the last, didn't he?
I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, you know, he has got a hell of a lot of experience, and I would say he realizes how the game is evolving and just how epic these young players in his team is. And I think he's almost like he needs to up his game as an experienced player, and I think it's exactly what he's doing. And to up his game after so many years of playing international hockey, Olympics, outdoors, indoor World Cup, it's just amazing to see that he is evolving. This young revolution is inspiring the experienced players to raise their game, and that's when their experience can really count. And Eustace just exemplified that today. I mean, a real captain's performance in defense, and then to come up and pop up at the right time in the right place in the first goal, and to finish that corner in that way. I mean, to even that the ball went to him, I can imagine he said, "Put the ball on my stick. It's my turn." I mean, that just sends a strong message. And when you've got the Kasims on the field and he's still willing to take it, respect Jethro Eustace. Really proud of him.
Yeah, it must have been a bit of a bun fight at the top of that D, deciding on who was going to take it, because I don't think Mustafa Kasim was saying you rather take it, and neither was Diane.
Here we go again. Look at that. Oh my word. He won't get. I mean, look at the rebound. The rebound was a rocket.
What a beautiful corner execution. To me, I think it sums up the wrong side corner. The push is so much closer to the stopper. The stopper and the shot at goal are executed in such a short period of time. It's preferential, I think.
No doubt about it, Whitey. I think that's the end of this evening. I mean, we could go on talking for a while. There's so much inspiration. There's so many talking points. But we've been treated to an amazing game of international hockey. The World Cup is coming to South Africa in February in Pretoria, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us, for sharing your wisdom, for sharing your humor, and sharing your passion for this great game.
Thank you so much, Maccas. What a pleasure, and what an unbelievable job young Simon Martin has done in making indoor the game it is in this country. It's just so exciting to watch. Thank you so much for the time, and it was a great privilege.
Yeah, it's a great privilege to call Simon Martin a friend. And you, Senor Nick Wides. Thank you so much. Good night. God bless, and see you next time.